Oh, snap. It's time to yap. And I'm your host, Big C, and welcome to another episode of Just Yapping. Today's episode is sponsored by, Dubby. Dubby, be better. You can get 10% off when you use the code XT0419. Drink Dubby, be better. Welcome, Yap Nation. tonight's episode tonight's episode is going to be, I thought about this and I'm like, you know what, I know the holidays are coming up soon and there's going to be a lot of sit down with popcorn movies and all that other stuff. So I was thinking about movies from back in the day, movies now that are upcoming, TV shows from back in the day, and favorite TV shows of mine today. And I want to hear from you guys as well. Keep those comments coming and keep those subscribers coming as well. The comments and all that other stuff are great. I read your comments. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. So welcome, episode number 10. Unbelievable, right? Thank you very much for watching. I'm Big C, and here we go. So movies are awesome, right? There's a lot of times where there's really nothing to do, like tonight. It's a real rainy, gloomy night. On what's today, Wednesday, right? Oh my god, I don't even know what today is. A Wednesday night. And it's almost close to the holidays. For, some people, it's a bad time to be watching movies because they're going through some stuff. I understand that, but for everybody else, it's good comfort time, right? With either you, your loved one. Some people it's sad, but they're by themselves, or with your family. Enjoy like some really cool holiday movies, or just movies in general, right? Or now you binge on a TV show. Which is really good sometimes too. Well, it could be detrimental too, because you're there and you're like, oh my god, I've been on the couch for like 2 days. um I haven't been there before, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so movies, oh my god, we're gonna go back. When I say some of these movies, some of you are gonna bring back memories, and some of you will be like, oh my god, what is he talking about? I'm too young. Anyway, growing up, um when I remember when I was younger, and somewhere in one of the photo albums somewhere, my mom has a photo of me in a Bruce Lee pose, because that was my dude growing up, Bruce Lee. I always thought I'd be Bruce Lee one day, and I recall my mom bringing me to like the old cinemas where they had the old Bruce Lee cinema and stuff like that. Man, I used to love that stuff. And for some reason, as I was getting older, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, on Saturdays, if some of you remember, they used to have like these old, early in the morning, like it was the early Japanese like ninja, not ninja, but like samurai movies and stuff, like karate movies, and then were the cartoons. So I was up super early, right? And I used to love that stuff. Why? I never knew what they were saying. They didn't have subtitles and any of that. They were just like, hey, what's going on? Where are you going? Huh? Come back, Clay. It was stuff like that, and I loved it. And I always thought that like the Japanese culture was so interesting. I love that stuff. It's great. I loved it then, and I still love it now. Um, and then as I was getting older, like into my, young teens, we had the movie like Goonies, which I showed my son a few years ago, and he loves it. Goonies was a really good movie for the kids to watch, especially me as growing up. And then in my teens, it was like 16 Candles and Weird Science, Back to the Future, The Breakfast Club, right? Things like that. And as we got older, I started getting into one that's not for young children or whatever, but it's rated R. As I got older, it was one of, I think by far is one of my favorite gangster movies by far, and it's Scarface. Every time I sit down or I try to watch it, my wife hates it because I know it verbatim. I know every word. I know every scene. I know everything. And even when I was in college, the guys hated me because I used to watch it 4 times a day, twice in the morning, like, before class, and then around class when I came home, and then lunch, and then after football practice. So that was my thing. We're gonna be out of this place in 30 days, that type of stuff. I'm, that's my thing. Then I got into the Godzillas, and when I was younger, but the older Godzillas, where you know everything was fake and stuff like that. And then as it got older, cinematography got really really cool, and they added more CGI and all that other stuff. Is still great. Godzilla's, and then he threw in King Kong and all that. It took my son to see. I love that, but I have to be in a movie theater to hear that because the surround sound and everything loud and like booming. I love that stuff. Also, in my teens, when Batman first came out, unbelievable. You guys don't know about it, but we used to buy pins that said Batman and shirts and everything Batman. It was like the fly time to wear Batman clothing and stuff. And then, you know, talking about gangster movies, you know, you had Carlito's Way. That's what they, you know, that's the thing right there. Carlito's Way and Casino, A Bronx Tale, Goodfellas. Oh my God, those are really really good old school classic movies that any time, you know, you can sit down. And you have the romantic stuff. Yes, you know, I can be into the romantic stuff, but really I'm about action pack or murder mysteries and stuff like that. That's the stuff that I like. TV shows when I was growing up, I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there can relate to. I had TV shows like Emergency 51, if you guys remember, and Chips. My mom was a big it's called Quincy. It was like a medical show. Quincy and Kojak and Beretta. Oh man, boom, 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 boom. It's crazy, right? I still love that stuff. I still hear the music and I still think about those old times, which was really, really fun. You can't really find shows like that anymore. There is one show, like network. It's called I think it's METV. And it's like they do the old classics, and sometimes you can find those on there. It's like a New Jersey channel, I think. And mind you, all these movie titles and all this stuff that I'm saying, I'm getting paid for nothing from Hollywood. I wish nothing. So I'm just saying it, you know, because those are the movies and TV shows that I liked from back in the day. And now as I'm getting older, like the TV shows that I like to watch, I like to watch a lot of like gold, you know, like gold digging shows. Oak Island. I love that stuff. You know, wifey is like, I gotta watch her New Jersey housewives shows. Like I know all of them. Dubai, I know Jersey, New York, all of them, and it's all the same. There's same people, same characters, just different wigs and all that stuff. I'm not dissing the housewives shows or anything. I watch it. So um and then, you know, sometimes we'll sit down and like, because I like watching like Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and movies, excuse me, shows like that. And then, you know, right now is like, you know, in the eras of the Yellowstone. Love Yellowstone, man. Too bad. Well, I shouldn't say it's over, but well, from what I saw. And then shows like Jack Ryan, one that's also called Bosch. If you guys haven't heard about it or have seen it, you have to catch it. I think it's on Prime TV. Also, one that's out there now is called Lioness, which is off the chain. I love shows like that. Landman, really, really good. So those are the shows that we enjoy watching when we have the time. We don't have the, you know, we don't have a sit down time all the time. When we do, we enjoy it. And then, you know, we have the sporting stuff. You know, our Knicks are out there. I don't watch too much football like I used to. I don't know why it's just getting played out or boring, but still, that's some form of entertainment. Um, you know, I shouldn't say that we sit down and sit down in front of the tube all the time and watch television. So really quick, when I was probably 7 years old, going back a little, right? When I was 7, my brother was a volunteer fireman. And like he would bring his gear home. We had like in our old house, we had like a front, you know, porch, but the porch was, you know, covered in glass and all that other stuff. It was it wasn't small, but it was a decent you know, decent amount, decent, excuse me, decent size porch, right? And he would bring home his fire gear, and you know, every day, and he would put it to the side, his boots, his jacket, his helmet, his gloves, all that stuff, right? And he would leave it, so whenever there was a fire call, because the firehouse was right down the road, he'd pick it up and do his thing, right? So the show Emergency 51 is an old classic fire paramedic show, which I love growing up, right? And I made my own fire station. My mom had bought me at Toys R Us the emergency 51, oxygen Scott pack with a fake mask and an axe and a fire extinguisher, the whole nine, right? Helmet. So I took my brother's gear, right? I dragged my mattress out of my room. My mom was like, "Get to watching. What are you doing?" Drag my mattress out, put it in the porch, right? I had an alarm clock, the whole spiel like they would on emergency. Like, they sleep over, they go to Kohl's, they do all that. So I would hit the alarm clock. I feel like I'm falling asleep. I put my brother's gear on, plus everything else on it. I would go outside, climb the ladder, which the window to the porch was probably like 4.5, 5 feet, climb up through the window, crawling all over the floor. And like, come on, I would grab my mom's leg and be like, come on, lady, you're coming with me. You're going to die in this fire or whatever. And she'd be like, you're crazy. Get off me. I would take the dog and drag the dog, whatever. I would find pillows, make them like victims. Listen, I had fun. And then fast forward, I became a fireman for 12 years, which was sometimes fun and sometimes sad. But those that are firemen, you guys know what I'm talking about, and ladies. So, movies, man, like, there's so many different types of movies, and then like, we unfortunately sometimes have to bootleg movies. There's a big thing you're not allowed to, and there's all these sticks, and there's all these, pay as you go type things like that, because the movie theaters, like, I took my son not too long ago to see the latest Godzilla and Kong movie, and it was unbelievable. For he and I, popcorn, drink, and all that, it was like $75. $75. I want to die. But was it worth it? Yes, because we had a good time. My son loved it. I loved it. I love to see the smile on his face. I know he had a great time, and that's all he spoke about, because he went to school and he spoke about Godzilla and Kong and how great it was. So, see, those things are memorable. He's going to remember that. So am I. Those are the things that you have to do, right, to keep your family or yourselves happy, right, in order to keep moving forward in life. So you can never say, I never did this or I never did that. So movies are one of them. And I know there are a lot of movies and television shows that you can relate to, right? Growing up, or just in general, like what you're going through in life, or um, you can base your life around certain movies. And you kind of not relive it, but you're like, hey, I used to be that type of person, or my family used to be like that, or whatever. um but still, movies are great. They say sometimes that certain movies are depicted from the truth. That's how they get, how to do movies. And I hope that that's not true, because there are some movies that are like really, really bad and whatever. But hopefully, we will never see movies like 2012 earthquakes and all that crazy stuff. San Andreas, nah. So, other than that, I enjoy movies. I know you guys out there enjoy movies. Please keep sending me likes and comments, and subscribe on my YouTube page. If there are any movies that you guys like, or things that movies that brought you back from the day, like what I just said, as far as like TV shows they used to watch with your parents, like coming up now. I know it's Christmas is like, forget it, like a week away, right? And I know, when my mother-in-law was alive, and my family still loves it, it's the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Love it. We still watch it all the time. It's awesome. I love it. It's great. It brings back memories with her, like being with us watching it. So much fun. And all the National Lampoon's Vacation movies are great, but that one, the Christmas thing, is just great. Grace died 30 years ago. So if you guys, what I just said, you guys, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they want you to say grace. Oh, the blessing. Oh, that movie is so great. Anyway, so I know the holidays are coming up. Hopefully I can get out another show, maybe for next week, before Christmas or around Christmas. I know for some people, Christmas is, for me, it's a little different. Maybe I'll talk about it next week. But I wish you well. Hopefully we can get back up next week, and I'll see you guys. Thank you for your time. Please, if you're ever on TikTok, or well, TikTok's about to be done, but if you're around TikTok or YouTube, please look me up. It's JUSYAPPIN 73, just yappin 73 for this show. And remember, you want that focus energy drink, get up on the Dubby, right? DUBBY, Dubby, be better, drink Dubby, right? So that's it for me. I'm Big C. Peace.